I never thought a single patient could make me question everything I worked so hard to become. Are you even qualified to touch me? The man snapped, loud enough for the entire ER to hear, because you look like you just graduated yesterday. Every head turned. Monitors beeped, phones rang, a trauma team rushed past us, but for a split second, it all blurred into silence. And there I was, standing in my scrubs, holding a chart, feeling like I'd just been stripped of every ounce of dignity I had left. I could have walked away. Honestly, part of me wanted to. But what happened next changed not just my shift, but my entire career.
My name is Ellie Waynes. I'm 28 years old, and I'm a registered nurse in one of the busiest hospitals in downtown city. Night shift, ER, controlled chaos. That's what we call it, but there's nothing controlled about it when you're short-staffed, running on 3 hours of sleep, and responsible for lives that can slip through your fingers in seconds. I didn't become a nurse for praise. I became one because when my mom was dying, there was a nurse who held her hand when I couldn't. I wanted to be that person for someone else. But reality is patients yelling at you because their pain meds are late by 2 minutes. Reality is doctors snapping at you like you're invisible. Reality is charting until your fingers go numb while trying not to miss something that could cost a life.
Rough night? My coworker Jasmine asked, tossing me a granola bar. Is there any other kind? I muttered. She laughed. You'll survive. You always do. I wanted to believe her, but that night, something felt off, like the universe was about to test me hard.
The ER doors burst open just after midnight. Paramedics rushed in with a patient on a stretcher, a man in his early 50s, well-dressed, furious, and very much conscious. Chest pain, one of the paramedics reported. Vitals unstable, possible cardiac event. I stepped in immediately. Sir, I'm Ellie. I'm going to take care of... I don't want you, he snapped. I blinked. Excuse me? I said I don't want you, he repeated louder. Get me someone who knows what they're doing. Jasmine shot me a look from across the room. Don't take it personally. Too late. Sir, I said calmly, I assure you I'm fully qualified. He laughed. Actually laughed. This is a joke, he said, shaking his head. I pay good money for healthcare, and this is what I get? A kid playing dress-up? That one hit hard, but I swallowed it, because in this job, your ego comes second, always. Let's focus on your condition, I said, forcing steadiness into my voice. Can you rate your pain? I said get me someone else. The room went quiet again. Even Dr. Harris, one of the senior physicians, paused mid-step. And here's the thing about moments like that. They stretch. Every second feels like a spotlight. Every breath feels like judgment.
Dr. Harris walked over slowly. Ellie's one of our best nurses, he said firmly. The patient scoffed. Then your standards are low. That should have been the moment I walked away, requested reassignment, let someone else deal with him. But something inside me refused. I'm staying, I said quietly. The words surprised even me. The patient narrowed his eyes. You don't get it, do you? No, I said. I do. And I did, because this wasn't about me. This was about control, fear, pain, and people like him, they lash out when they feel like they're losing it. Still didn't make it okay, but it explained it. Over the next hour, he made my job hell. He refused medication, questioned every step, insulted me at every turn. Did you even go to a real school? Are you sure you're not mixing something up? I want everything double-checked. Each word chipped away at me. And the worst part? I still had to smile, still had to care, still had to be the professional.
Meanwhile, the ER kept spinning. A child with a broken arm screamed down the hall. A trauma case came in. Car accident. Monitors beeped faster, louder. everything building, everything pushing me closer to my limit.
At one point, I stepped into the supply room, closed the door, and leaned against the wall, just for a second, just to breathe. I can't do this, I whispered to myself. But then Jasmine's voice echoed in my head. You always survive. So I walked back out, because quitting wasn't an option. Not tonight. Around 2:15 a.m., everything changed. The patient, his name was Richard Lawson, suddenly clutched his chest, hard. His face drained of color. Monitor alarms screamed. Sir? I rushed over. Richard, stay with me. No response. His heart rhythm spiked into something dangerous, unstable, potentially fatal. And just like that, the man who had spent the last hour tearing me down was now completely in my hands. Dr. Harris was tied up in another emergency. For a split second, it was just me. Me and a life slipping away. This was it. This was the moment. Every doubt he planted, every insult, every crack in my confidence, it all came rushing back. Are you even qualified? My hands hovered over the crash cart, and then something shifted. Because beneath all that noise, there was something stronger. Training. Instinct, purpose. I snapped into action. Code team to ER Bay 3, I shouted. I started interventions, fast, precise, automatic. Medication, monitoring, adjustments. Every second mattered. Every move counted. And suddenly, nothing else existed. Not his words, not my fear. Just the rhythm of saving a life. The team rushed in seconds later. Dr. Harris took over, but I stayed right there, anticipating, assisting, leading where needed. Minutes stretched like hours, and then a steady rhythm returned. Stable. Alive. The room exhaled, and for the first time that night, so did I. A few hours later, the chaos settled. Richard was stable, conscious again, quiet, very quiet. I walked into his room, chart in hand. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he looked at me, really looked at me. You saved me, he said. It wasn't a question. It wasn't defensive. It was human. I nodded slightly. We did our job. He swallowed. I was out of line. That I didn't expect. I was scared, he admitted, and I took it out on you. I studied him for a second. The same man who humiliated me, doubted me, tried to break me. Now, just a person who almost lost everything. I understand, I said, and I meant it, because this job teaches you something most people never learn. Pain makes people ugly sometimes. Fear makes them cruel, but it doesn't define who they are at their core. He nodded slowly. Thank you, Ellie. Hearing my name from him felt different now, lighter, real. I left the room, walking back into the hallway as the early morning light started creeping through the windows. Jasmine bumped my shoulder. You okay? I smiled. Yeah, I said. I am. And for the first time that night, I truly was. Because I realized something. No one gets to decide your worth. Not a boss, not a stranger, not even someone shouting in your face when you're doing your best. You decide that. Every single day you show up. That night taught me more than any textbook ever could. It taught me that strength isn't about never breaking. It's about continuing even when you feel like you already have. It taught me that respect isn't always given, but your professionalism, that's yours to keep. And most importantly, it taught me that even in the hardest, most thankless moments, we still have the power to rise. So if you've ever felt underestimated, disrespected, or pushed to your limits, remember this. You might be closer to your breakthrough than you think. And sometimes, the people who doubt you the most end up witnessing your greatest moment.
If you thought that was intense, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because you won't want to miss what happens next in the ER, where ordinary people face extraordinary challenges.
The shift ends, but the stories never do. Every smile hides a struggle, every word a story. Hit subscribe and see the human side of work. Thank you for watching.